Scott, Blind Squirrel Games is working on a new action platformer from a hugely popular IP for consoles and PC. David Caricosell over at PSU. Blind Squirrel Games has a huge resume, so much that there's a high likelihood you've experienced its work, even if you didn't know it. Blind Squirrel Games is a team behind BioShock The Collection, set of remasters, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Sonic Colors Ultimate. It's also been a co-developer on a number of beloved titles like a little game called God of War 2018, Sunset Overdrive, Prey, and more. Dude, now according
is a resume.
Right? Now according to new job listing, the studio is hiring for a new action platformer game that comes from, quote, a highly popular IP, end quote. The game is being made for PC and consoles, and it looks like it's being made using Unreal Engine 5. Beyond that, there's no indication of what it'll be. Scott, any high hopes at all? Because down here, ready for this? It could be a new entry in a series long dormant. A new action platformer for one of my personal favorite games, Scott. Jak and Daxter. Yo, let's go!
Well, this being on PSU makes me think this is probably not Banjo-Kazooie, but...
Fair enough. Yeah, dude, that series has just been dead for years. I'd love to see a new one come back.
Yeah. Oh, I had no idea that Blind Squirrel was involved behind the scenes in so many of these games. It likely explains a lot of my favoritism towards them. The BioShock collection was amazing. The Mass Effect Legendary collection was amazing. God of War, need no comment on that. So yeah. Anything that they work on, I think, is going to strike well. It's just a matter of, well, what is that IP? Is it Jak and Daxter? What else could there be, though? I'm not such a fan of action RPGs. Not something I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, the new action platformer game has me hopeful, but doubtful. You know what I mean? Because right now, it is a Naughty Dog IP. Do they want to send that over? Before The Last of Us started up, Naughty Dog was actually working on a Jak and Daxter game, and it didn't take. And then they switched over to The Last of Us. I was like, oh man, if only, right? So I'm curious if they're willing to give up that IP to another studio to come in and work on. I just don't know if Naughty Dog really likes to hand out their IPs. Ben Studio, though, at the end of the day, did give over Uncharted, and you got Uncharted to Golden Abyss for the Vita. Rest in peace, my Vita. So, you never quite know. They do, tend to share a little bit here or there, but Blind Squirrel, man, they got one heck of a reputation, don't they? So, they could be the great studio to go to. We often talk about Blue Point. What are they working on? Nobody knows, dude. They've been ghosting us for what feels like forever. But if Blind Squirrel Games comes in here and is able to take one of those perfect IPs and bring us back some love. Like we saw the return of Crash Bandicoot, and I don't think it quite hit the way people wanted to. And then we got, what was that latest Crash game? Dude, it was like the brawler thing, and it just didn't.
Oh, was that Rumble? Well. Crash Team Rumble.
Crash Team Rumble. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
That didn't happen, right? And so, yeah, don't do that to Jak and Daxter, please. Just give us another story, another entry in the story.
When's the last time there was a Jak and Daxter? Was that number 3? On PlayStation 3? Like, my memory is that far back.
Actually, I would say PS2.
Oh, was it really that far back?
Yeah, dude. So I'm going 3.
I remember a friend of mine showing me Jak and Daxter 2, or Jak 2, it was known as. Yep. Saying, look, this is like Grand Theft Auto. I can't remember that was that long ago.
PS2, November 9th, 2004.
Holy...
So, dude, right? Like, maybe, just maybe, it's been gone for 2 decades.
20 years.
2 decades. That hurts, right? And back then, it was, you were Spyro, or you could go with Jak and Daxter, or you can go Crash. Like, so for me, I always went Jak and Daxter. Oh, you know what it was? It was Ratchet and Clank or Jak and Daxter. And I went Jak and Daxter. I was like, yo, these characters are cool. I like them. 2 gets into this whole shift, and then he morphs and stuff. So it's like Jak morphs into this other demon of himself, and then 3 comes. Oh man, I absolutely adored that franchise.
Oh, they did the Dark Jak thing already.
They did.
Uh-oh, that's on the sunsetting curve of a series.
Dude, it was PS2 days.
No, you're right.
So I'd be curious to see if this is what actually the project is. A hugely popular IP. I doubt it.
Coming to PC as well.
Right? Yeah. So, dude, I doubt it is Jak and Daxter. I think that's just more of a hopeful wish than anything. But I'm curious to see where Blind Squirrel comes out with next and when they announce it.
When I come back, I will be wielding the very power of the precursors.
Show me why we should trust the fate of this world.